In Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, we can find several levels and areas with these jump panels. If you jump while standing on them, that will give you a lot of height. The same goes for these big red jump panels, which make you go just a little higher. So the panels do make you jump quite high, but I wanted to see how high you could actually go by modding the jump height. So that's what I did. Let's take a look, but before we do, make sure to hit the sub button because it helps out a lot. Let's go. To test out higher jump heights, I copied and pasted multiple jump panels and scattered them across this island, all with a different jumping height value. The normal jump height value for an orange jump panel is 42, so I doubled it to 84 for the first panel, and indeed, the jump height was exactly double the normal height. The normal jump height value for a red jump panel is 72. That means that the orange one goes slightly higher than the red one now. But of course this height was not enough, and I wanted to go higher. So next up I doubled the value again, which means that this panel had a jump height of 168. I jumped off and as expected, went up very high. The camera even had difficulty following Mario upwards. While looking down, you can see that the jump panel disappeared because we were this high and spawned back in later, when nearing the ground again. This was already very high up, but naturally I wanted to go deeper, or in this case, higher. The next panel's height had a value of 340, so around double of the previous one. Jumping off this one made Bowser Jr. teleport continuously because he just could not follow Mario. Apart from that, you can see that the horizon started glitching out a bit at this height. From here, I had a pretty good view on the entire map and also on Bowser waking up. Oh, hello there Bowser, don't mind me, I'm just trying to jump off of these panels. Falling down from this height without ground pounding took quite a while, 38 seconds to be exact. Let's see if we can break the game even more by going to the next jump panel. This panel had a jump value of 700. It was also covered by sand a bit, but don't mind that. I jumped off, and well, what did you expect? Bowser Jr. started spaz teleporting again, and I hit the max camera height in no time. The screen even turned light blue because Mario kept going up outside of our view. After a while, the screen turned back to the original colors, so that meant Mario was falling down again. And yes, there he was. As soon as he came back, I pointed down the camera and as you can tell, the map looked very bright. The black cube regained its black color while falling down, among other areas on the map. Some of the black cube areas were really glitchy, with their colors spazzing out the entire time. The horizon was messed up even more than with the last jump panel. Eventually, I made it back to the ground. Wow, that was a messy jump. Let's make it even worse. By now you know the jump height for every panel is doubled, making the jump value of this one 1400. I jumped off and hit the max camera height in around 3 seconds. Once again, the screen turned light blue. I waited for a very long time, but the screen stayed this color. I thought I wasn't going down anymore, but then I saw Fury Bowser's shell slowly appearing at the bottom of the screen, so that was a relief. I waited for even longer and at first I really thought I was falling down already. But then I realized I wasn't and Bowser was just moving up. The screen got even worse when Bowser woke up. The colors changed and shortly after, the screen tilted about 90 degrees. At this point I was pretty sure there was something wrong, so I backed out. I didn't go any higher than that because there was no point in doing so, as we would have probably gotten the same results. I quickly went over to Super Mario 3D World to test out the panels as well. I found similar results here. Going too high makes the camera stop following Mario. Right after, I started doing some other experiments with the jump panels. First, I checked if items would gain the same height as Mario when jumping off the panel, so I placed Plessie on the panel, stood next to her and jumped. But as you can see, Plessie didn't nearly go as high as Mario. I had the same results with the Koopa shell, so at this point I was pretty sure this would happen to all items and moved on to another cool test. I wanted to see how many coins I could get by ground pounding as Lucky Bell Mario from the max height of this specific panel. If you don't remember, this panel had a jump height value of 340. I turned into a Lucky Bell Mario, jumped off the panel, and started ground pounding as soon as I reached the max height. Let's take a look at the coin counter while we fall down. Wow, that's a lot of coins. 603 to be exact. What a great way to gain power-ups and become rich at the same time, as if Mario isn't rich enough already. For the next experiment, I wanted to see how far I could get as Tanuki Mario from the max height of the same jump panel. I really thought I would be able to cross the entire map, but I guess I underestimated its size as I only just got to the middle of the map. While doing these tests, I also wondered if rotated jump panels would function. As a result, I rotated this panel 90 degrees. I tried jumping on it, but Mario started climbing on it. I could not jump off of this one sadly, but I could walk through it from the other side. Next I made one upside down, but this one did not work at all and Mario fell through it. So there was only one more option left, an angle between 0 and 90 degrees, so I went with 45. I really thought this was not gonna work, but it actually did and flung me to the side. This made me very curious and I wanted to see how far I could jump off of one of these. That's why I spawned in more of them with different jump values. When I jumped off the first one, it shot me quite far, but I didn't make it on top of the waterfall. Instead, I landed in the water next to this Plessie ring. With the double jump value, I jumped off again and made it to this giant get area. This was already further, but not far enough to cross the entire map. The last jump panel did the trick, although maybe it overdid the trick because it shot me way too far. We crossed the map, that's for sure, but the screen turned grey and the camera stopped following Mario. After waiting a while, I saw Mario and Bowser Jr. back on screen, who were falling down. I waited a bit longer and they eventually landed in Black Cube and died to it. I did the same test in Super Mario 3D World, and here I used the sideways jump panel to jump over the entire level. I failed a few times, but eventually I jumped all the way from the beginning to the ending area, skipping the entire level. Another thing I did was resizing the jump panels. As you can see, it's way bigger. Sadly, the panel did not work anymore at this size. I jumped several times at different spots, but no panel activation. The small panel on the other hand did still work, although the shadow didn't get resized and the dust stayed in their original spots. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you soon.